Welcome to Copenhagen, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for coming. 2014 has begun, and Switzerland has assumed the OSCE chairmanship. What are your hopes and expectations for the Swiss chairmanship and for the year ahead?
Well, I think the Swiss have been preparing in kind of classical Swiss fashion for this chairmanship for quite a while, and they've done a great job of lining up a great team, both in Vienna as well as special representatives of the chairman. And I have high hopes for the Swiss chairmanship. I think they have a very clear idea of taking a practical approach, seeing that building a security community in the OSCE space is something that will take looking at modern problems and finding innovative solutions to them, and leveraging all of the resources that the OSCE has, both the political resources as well as the field missions and the practical presences that we have on the ground in so many places.
Ukraine, which held the OSCE chairmanship in 2013, had named among its priorities progress on protracted conflicts, human trafficking, and media freedom. How would you assess the Ukrainian chairmanship against those goals?
Well, I think, on protracted conflicts, the Ukrainian chairmanship threw a lot of energy into solving or making progress in Transnistria and Moldova, and we are deeply appreciative of that, and that is work that can continue in the year ahead and that I'm personally committed to. Obviously, there was the first meeting of the two presidents of Armenia and Azerbaijan in almost 2 years that happened in Vienna in November under the Ukrainian chairmanship. And in Georgia, the building of fences is obviously something that doesn't take us forward, but I think the efforts of the chairmanship aren't to be blamed for that. But the protracted conflicts remain we can't afford to ignore these, and we can't afford to leave them until the end of the year, which I think has been sometimes a practice in years past. These are things that need to be tackled, and they're tough, and people need to be ready to roll up their sleeves and recognize that it's not going to be easy, but you can't talk about a Europe whole, free, and at peace without taking on these very obvious remaining conflicts that mar that vision, and so that's very important. On media freedom, the Ukrainian chairmanship ably shepherded a draft decision on protection of journalists. Unfortunately, that wasn't, it didn't reach consensus in the final moments of the ministerial, but they did a good job of shepherding that. Obviously, we've been reminded recently of the importance of protection of journalists in Ukraine with the Christmas beating of a well-recognized journalist and activist there. And trafficking in persons, we did adopt an addendum to the action plan, and that was a priority for my government and for members of the U.S. Congress, and the President Obama just declared January 2014 as a Prevention of Slavery Month. So it's something that we will continue to focus on in the year ahead.
Speaking of the year ahead, what are the United States' goals for the new year in the OSCE?
Our goals are both timeless and predictable in the sense that we remain committed to the principles that underlie the Helsinki Final Act, and that have been articulated and reiterated through the commitments that have been made over the almost 40 years since then. So we remain committed to seeing human dimension commitments of participating states fulfilled, and to calling out areas where we see further progress is needed. We would like to continue to support economic and environmental security, and we see an opportunity to enhance the OSCE's work in the second dimension. And as I said, on protracted conflicts and other first dimension issues, we remain committed to being a partner and a productive and constructive partner for all participating states in helping to build a Europe whole, free, and at peace.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.